What's up, guys? Another door skin video coming at you guys here. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. As you can see there on the previous frame, I was just removing the boot and disconnecting my door from the post, and I'm also removing the door catch from the post itself, and I put my gloves in between so I wouldn't damage the post or scratch it whenever I close it back in, because it has some force to it. And after that, I just removed my 12mm bolts, 4 of them along the bottom. Comes out pretty quick, pretty simple. Then I just go ahead and open the door and just pull it straight out. Fairly simple, pretty easy. And then again, like I said, I just jumped right into it and I started skinning my door. I started off by grinding down the edges all the way around the door. I think this is a 3-inch grinder. It covers a bigger surface area than the smaller grinder, and it works faster than the regular one. So this one is more effective. They have even bigger ones, but this is the one that I have now. So I started off skinning. And once you start skinning the door, eventually it'll pop up. The little corners will start detaching from the actual door itself, and you can just pull those apart. So you can see here. Sometimes you may need to pick it a little bit with like a flathead or whatever, and then just pry it up, and it just comes straight out like that. As you guys saw in that previous frame, that's what that sounds like. And if you guys hear a lot of background noise, it's because I'm doing this voiceover at a park. And I try to do them on like first takes. That's why there's so many like stutters in between and everything. I'm pretty sure if I stopped and took my time, it would be a lot better. But sometimes I'm pretty crunched for time. So this is what I got for you guys, and I hope that's good enough for now. But anyways, like I said, back to the video. I'm just grinding away, grinding the edges, making sure that I'm grinding them properly so I can remove them with ease. Doing the same thing on each side. But the sounds that the grinders and the air hammers and the sanders and everything makes is pretty loud, you know. That's why we wear all the protective hearing, because you start losing your hearing if you just hear that. And then if you're inside or working under something and you start making those noises, it's even louder, it's amplified, so it sounds even worse. So yeah, we invest in earplugs and just protective gear, which is highly recommended. And here I use my smaller grinder on this where the belt molding goes. The other one seems, the other disc seems too big to get in between here, so I just wanted to remove this easy without any damage to the actual shell. And once I did that, you know, I popped my switchblade up and I got it in between the lip, and I pulled it apart. And it's just like that. After that, I had 2 spot welds on top of the door, so I just removed those, grinded them out, and I started using my seam sealer buster to get it in between the panel and the shell, and removing it by striking it apart. You can also remove it by torching the top part of the skin itself where the glue goes, and it'll just heat the glue, burn it up, and pull it back up. But I don't really do that way. I'm not saying it's the wrong way or any kind of way. It's just a different way, and I was just taught this way. But you can also work that as well. You know, I've seen other people do it like that, but I've never tried it like that, and I don't really care for it too much anyways. I don't want people to get the wrong idea and be like, oh, that's the wrong way or this and that. It's just whatever you do, whatever feels better for you, whatever makes you feel more comfortable, you go ahead and do that. But I was taught this way, and that's just how I do it. You know, I'm just showing you guys how I do it and how I was taught. Moving on. After I removed my skin, I went ahead and got my door shell, cleaned the edge. And by cleaning, I mean I removed the glue, and I made sure I had a clean surface on my new skin and my existing skin, so it can have better panel to panel contact and it can adhere better to each other. And after I did that, I'm just aligning it, making sure it's flush everywhere. I put 1/4 of panel bond. I've seen people use a spreader and then spread the panel bond after you put the bead on. It's not necessary, but I've seen people do that. Again, it's preference and how you feel comfortable with it. It's just whatever you want. It's up to you. And after I did that, I just hammer the 4 corners, the 4 edges, and I go ahead and hammer it back down. Hammer the lips close together to the shell. Like I said, I do it on the 4 corners. And once I do that, I just go ahead and go all around the shell itself. But right here, what I'm showing you guys is the 4 corners. I did the one on the opposite corner. Now I switched to the other one. It's just so my panel won't shift while I'm turning the door over or hammering my edges flat together. Then I got my dad's help and we put it on its back, and this is when I get to work with the hammer and dolly. I sped up the video so you guys wouldn't have to watch so much of this, but all I'm doing is just flattening the skin, the lip of the skin shut to the door shell itself. And that's how you replace the door skin. And yeah, I'm just going to work with it. And I do that all around. I did like 2 or 3 passes with the hammer and dolly until I got it flat. Once I got it flat, I went ahead and cleaned my excess panel bond. You can see it here. And I go ahead and seal it and everything. I didn't show that on the video, but I seal the edges with seam sealer. And yeah, and then I go ahead and get it cut in, and they paint it, bring it back to me, put it back on, put it back together, bam, ready to go. Right now you're about to see the finished product. And that is all. I hope you guys liked the video. And again, sorry if you hear a lot of background noise or anything like that. I'm at the park and this is just like really one take. But I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys around for more.